basically how I feel ever since after.
Wow. Yeah.
Even though it's not stated, that's basically the treatment that I experience. And that's a pretty severe punishment for Haru
What
from
would be
Aka.
the point of being Hanchi?
Yeah, yeah. And you'll see him make this quote because he holds that against me because I basically got off scot free and I should have been exiled, which well I agree with, but Aka decided not to. You tell me. I was literally being in a chat. Yeah, I should get exiled for this. I hate it from you. I didn't talk about it. Uh, how do I put this? Uh, this is how Haru was involved. So you know how problematic Kagame is, right?
Yep.
And I had mega long discussions with her, being like, "Okay, you're wrong. Okay, this doesn't make sense. You you're being irrational or basically that kind of conversation, right? Trying to be like, okay, you're talking shit out of your ass. Let me try to put some reason in you, but it didn't really work. And how she ended up with, or what she ended up saying as a conclusion of what I'm trying to say, is she depicted me, or she said, I am a master. How do you feel? How do you feel as a master manipulator? What? What are
Master
you on? You just
manipulator.
not make. Yeah, yeah, I know. Not even. And
It's like a compliment.
that's basically where it ended. And what we ended up getting is getting her removed from KB. But she was being extremely problematic. But she's by basically we just like remade the KB and being like, okay, the KB is better than it was because the KB is actually no longer in controlled by a few people in the clan, which was, well, the issue that I was talking about, being like the clan wasn't perfect because the KB system was basically being abused to subvert the other Hanshi and being like, okay, this clique that had one or two Hanshi overseers of the KB, effectively never succeeding the KB Taicho role, they were ordering the KB around while the others were kind of left outside of it and they were, I don't know, punishing Sen, for example, without like
Mm.
Aka's discretion, Aoi's discretion, and they were kind of like, we're like, okay, I trust you, bro. Which was my issue with it. They had Hanshi overseers, and the KB weren't KB, they weren't independent. So we made them independent, but then we have Kagame, who's being a sped, and she's basically removing all the power that the KB had. So she's basically like going against us, being like, okay, well, we don't. Well, she's just basically ruining uh, all of it was left of being like, KB don't have authority. You should not trust KB. You should report to me instead.
Mm.
Or dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
And even if she doesn't convince people, it gives the idea of, okay, maybe I shouldn't tell KB. And like, look at this right now. People don't trust KB for shit. Even if we try to make an honest effort, and I try to be fair, right? Like I listen to you regardless if I hate your guts or not. Um, but that's not enough, clearly. Yeah, and things just got worse and worse and worse. And as a KB, you're just working with scraps. You're working with leftovers. You're working with hearsay and just the aftermath. And the only thing you can really do is give hindsight, or just be like, oh yeah, let's punish this person in hindsight. And be like, oh yeah, what the fuck? Where were you then? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Or Kagame being like, yeah, I'm gonna withhold evidence on purpose.
Right.
So out of frustration, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna play fairly anymore. I'm gonna reserve. I'm gonna degenerate and go back to my old habits or my old genre where I went away from, which is where you forge evidence. So I did.
Mm.
And
Forge
well,
evidence?
yeah, you can forge evidence. So basically, you can like cut and paste Discord DMs, and um,
Create.
you could you could make
Yeah.
make fake DM leaks pretty much, and
Okay.
that's uh, what we did based on like real messages. We'd make them slightly different, or we'd make sure that the message is deleted. So yeah, oh yeah, you deleted your message. You basically be telling a lie to someone who's been telling the truth. Pretty much, that's like the intention of it, right?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And the promotions and the emotions, they were done in a way that you wouldn't automatically think that it's me. And the only final thing, which was an oversight of me, I didn't take notice or made sure that Kagame was online. She wasn't. She was never gonna be accused. And fucking Onio and Aurora, like forehead investigator Andes, right? They were being like, I know who it is. We're just gonna check who was last online. Aha,
Oh wow.
Goldo coincidentally came online. I'm like, oh no shit. So Goldo took the blame, even though it was not intended to blame him. And Haru was like, oh yeah, maybe Kagame did it. You know, he was just like trying to steer the conversation in that direction, but it didn't work because she wasn't online. Like she wasn't
Right.
home. She couldn't never have done it. So if imagine an instance or a few or imagine the clan, right, where instead of me having this oversight, Kagame was actually online at that moment. It would have been Kagame who would have been rejected, or that
Yeah.
would have been a huge dispute. Imagine, but I failed, and 2 years later down the road, uh, it bites back in my ass because Haru also made an oversight. He fucking told Ken, and Ken decided like, hey, you're overstepping your boundaries. I'm gonna knock you down I'm gonna knock you down a peg. So he did pretty well actually, but he ended up using the Kuroita for it and effectively sacrificed the entirety of fucking Ongaku for it. And Ongaku were like, yeah, I'm done.
Oh.
If he's not getting fucking punished for clear crimes, which you should be exiled for, then I'm done. So Haru left, Aisho left, uh, a bunch of Ongaku left, and Onigo was basically left there by himself.
Hmm.
And the annoying thing is, for Onigo, which is why I'm not really mad at him, at least not super mad, is because he didn't have any hand in it. He just let it happen. You know, he didn't do anything about it, which is
Yeah.
the only thing I can really say that okay, you did bad.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough. Yeah.
that he could have done something. He was like somewhat around. He was doing a shit ton of humanitarian work. Onigo being Onigo,
Right.
but it he didn't do anything. You know, and I've seen him chat while I was in Kuroite, but yeah, it wasn't. He didn't make the decision,
So you're
but it
saying
happened.
you're saying that Onigo is the holder of the Talmahara, but Ken was really the loose cannon, chaotic agent.
Um, Ken used Kuroichi as a tools, as Haru would say,
Sure. Yeah.
and uh, Onigo was technically the leader slash overseeing it,
Right.
though he would say, yeah, Ken is now taking charge of it. Um, and the argument that I'm making is that he, as quote unquote leader or holder, could have at least done something or said something. Be like, hey guys, this is not cool.
Yeah.
We should stop doing this. But that didn't happen. He did chat there,
Yeah.
but he didn't say anything. It was like,
Onigo Onigo has said to me several times that the clan should have been disbanded after Aoi left.
yeah. And
And
that's the fucking attitude I kind of hate as well, because that's an attitude that keeps being fucking spread to new joining members. Why?
yeah,
Like, imagine coming to the clan and hearing like, "Oh yeah, the clan should die. Oh, the clan is
right.
fucking dead."
Yeah.
Why would you say? They don't have an attachment like you do. You
Right.
know it. You know Aoi. You know his shit. But if you're so done, like, why do you still play? Are you a goth or some shit? Why do you have to make it worse for everyone else? You're just there for the sake of uh, making it more miserable for everyone. Like why? There's no reason to. I know you're done. I know that you don't recognize Akka as leader, and I know that you technically feel as equal as Akka. But it's not like anything is stopping you from uh, enacting things. It's not like you can't edit the mirror because you can, but
Right.
he doesn't take that position either. He tries to please everyone and he says really wise things, but at the same time, he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's the thing that misses. All talk, no do.
Yeah.
I can relate to that position now because powerless and all, but yeah.
Powerless.
What do you mean? What's it?
uh, I just said powerless.
Yeah, out of your control. It's as nice of a voice he can have, like, as not as kind as he can sound, as big of a paragraph as he writes, saying the right things and giving these good ideas because well he's gonna be dependent on. Uh, uh, it's all hot air if well you don't change anything like materially,
Sure.
if you don't
Yeah.
okay, uh, these are the new requirements or these are gonna be like the new rules we're gonna be enforcing or these are the things we just shouldn't be talking about no matter what. We'll try to maintain that, and we'll. I'll get you guys into the gear by showing an example, being like, okay, this and this and this, and now you can continue where I left off.
Yeah.
That kind of deal. But yeah, I know I'm literally saying this to myself as well, but yeah, I feel like Onigo could have because he's not as like disliked as me, even though he said he's had similar things um, as me regarding that he's out of touch and he no longer knows who is who in a clan.
Yeah.
Like you've seen him chat. No, actually, you're not Wrench yet, but
He's
he's chatted. He's chatted in promotion before, like, oh, is the person that I'm trying to adopt active? Okay, cool, smiley face, and like I want to adopt him soon. Like what? Wouldn't you the first? You're adopting him. Shouldn't you know the most of them?
yeah,
Shouldn't you
right.
be like the person who's like really leading him? But yeah, that's not really what's happening. So I don't know.